things have backfired spectacularly. Hello, welcome. I hope you like the new format. Make sure you guys let me know in the comments how this works for you. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about something that has been really interesting to watch from Amber Heard's team. Now, we are speculating here, and I'm going to put in the classic speculation warning when it comes to this particular topic, and that is who is managing this hate campaign against Johnny Depp and his fans. And obviously we don't know, we're just speculating here, but whoever is involved in this and whoever is paying Christopher Boozy at Bot Sentinel, well, let's just say things have backfired spectacularly right now. Okay, let me get into exactly what I mean. Now, for those that don't know, I have about 25 years in digital, and I've worked in global brands, and I've worked with multiple multi-figure organizations. Now, in that time, in 25 years, you can imagine I've dealt with a lot of brand management as well. And the thing that has always been at the crux of any kind of brand or reputational management, which is exactly what Amber Heard's team are trying to do right now, fix her reputation, you are always told to never go low. What I mean is, everybody that talks about reputational management, so let's just give an example. Let's say, for instance, you are a doctor and you've been accused of something untoward, or you are perhaps an estate agent and you've been caught committing fraud or something awful like that. Or even if you've just been accused of something and it has an impact on your brand and your business. For instance, right now we have Nate the lawyer suing Christopher Boozy at Bot Sentinel because of defamation, which has in turn a potential reputational damage, because people look at him and will say, oh look, this guy says that Nate's not a real lawyer, I won't go and work for him. So you see reputational damage, and that can appear in newspapers, it can appear online in social media or somewhere like Google. Now, what firms that work with brands would do in this situation is to attempt to fix what is going on online. Now, rather than having a go at Google and saying, remove all of these articles against my client, which some organisations do try to do, it's never recommended. A lot of the organisations will try and make sure that they heal the reputation of their client through a very strategic, structured process. And that process will involve things like putting out good news to push the bad news down the Google ranks. This is kind of basic practice, and you'll see it with people who have had issues, especially celebrities that have had issues. Ideally, what they should be doing is walking away, taking themselves offline and allowing their team to manage their social media and taking time out to heal, because having your reputation damaged is not nice for anybody. So you hire these firms to try and fix that and to take care of it so that you can go away, take care of yourself, and that they can deal with basically the shit hitting the fan for you. So in this situation right now with Amber, what's happened is the exact opposite. Rather than saying, as she has said, I want to just get on with my life and move on, her PR team, or whoever it is that is responsible for these hate accounts and this campaign that appears to be happening on Twitter, it's the exact opposite of what you're meant to do in this situation. And the reason why I'm sort of looking at Shane Communications here is because when Amber fired her previous team, within about a week to 8 days, a lot of hate campaigns appeared on Twitter once Shane Communications were brought on board. Now, we don't know, and I'm not making any accusations here, but, you know, those two situations we have our questions about. Now, regardless of whether it is them or not, whoever it is that is paying for these hate accounts, it's not really doing the job that I'm assuming they're expecting it to do, because unfortunately that trial was shown worldwide and there are millions of us who watched every moment of everybody on that stand, and we know what we saw right in front of us, and no amount of troll campaigns, no amount of bots and likes and shares or whatever is not going to change that public opinion. It is the wrong way to do things. Now, what's happening right now? What's been going on with the PR campaign in general? One big section of that is Shane Communications. We are again assuming somebody, and it could be coming from Amber directly, somebody is paying Christopher Boozy at Bot Sentinel to write reports that go out to the media. Now, going back, Christopher Boozy runs Bot Sentinel, which is a company that is meant to find trolls and bots online, and he has been looking specifically at what he calls anti-Amber Heard content. So let's put this into context. That means if you are pro Johnny Depp, according to Christopher Boozy, you are anti-Amber Heard, which means that the chances of you being put onto his hate tracker, which is a list he has put together of troll and boss accounts, the chances of you being there if you're a Johnny Depp fan are incredibly high. Now, Christopher has been asked to explain his methodology behind his rankings and how people end up on the hate tracker, and it's not entirely clear how that works, especially considering he has a hate tracker from Amber Heard which says, hello, my system is biased. Again, without actually understanding how he does this, we have no clue. But he produces reports from these lists, and these reports are shared across mainstream media. They go out to media outlets like NBC, Washington Post, and Rolling Stone magazine. And the last one that went out into Rolling Stone had a hit piece effectively on one of the key players within social media when it came to the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, and that was that Umbrella guy, and he has been reporting on this stuff for ages. Now, Christopher's report that came out was effectively a hit piece. That's essentially what it was. It's called Tug misogynistic and called him a single-purpose hate account, which is effectively what Christopher is supposed to be there doing, highlighting hate accounts. So this report goes out into Rolling Stone and LawTube, some members of LawTube were looking at it and were kind of questioning what was going on. Now, this is not the first time Christopher has done this. They have appeared in other publications, and Taylor Lorenz at the Washington Post, yes, the very same Washington Post that Amber Heard wrote her op-ed for, has written a couple of hit pieces on Tug, and they have, let's just say they have not gone down well, because while she has said that she's tried to get in touch with him, she's not really given him much in the way of time. She's also blocked him on Twitter, so he can't communicate with her there. It's just not very good, let's just put it this way. And let's not even go into the ethics of these journalists using these reports and doxing people online, which is a whole other video, which I'll go into at a separate time. But just going back to this report. So this report comes out and all of this stuff goes on, which eventually leads to Nate, the lawyer, getting involved, Christopher Boozy defaming him, and now we have this big lawsuit happening, and go and check out my other videos on that. But coming back to this, what has happened? which is the exact opposite of what you're supposed to do when you are trying to repair your client's damage, is they have, by putting reports about Tug into the national press repeatedly, what they have actually done is resulted in making that umbrella guy a verified account. So just take a look at this. This got announced today. Twitter verified my account. They gave me that check mark, baby. And this is not just about Elaine Brederhoff mentioning that umbrella guy repeatedly in court. It is about the fact that he is being constantly quoted in Amber Heard's content when it comes to accounts she does not like. She's been trying to get this guy cancelled, and that campaign has spectacularly backfired because now he has a blue check. Now, of course, the internet is doing what the internet always does, and it is loving it, and we are just seeing the beginnings of the pro Johnny Depp side just waking up to this news. So, as I said, this is not the way to go when you are trying to repair your client's reputation. Attacking the other side is never the right approach. Not only is it unethical, but I also personally believe that karmically this is wrong. And this, to me, is a classic example of why you should never do that. It is never recommended that you take this route when you are trying to fix your client's reputation. I cannot begin to imagine why they took this route of attack and trying to cancel when it's clearly not going to work, when there are millions of people that saw the truth. So here we are. We now have Christopher Boozy in an interesting position because he tends to, he appears to give blue check marks a little bit of leeway when it comes to his rankings. So how he's going to manage that umbrella guy, assuming the algorithm does what it's supposed to do, and say, well, clearly if they've got a blue check mark, they can't be a boss or a troll, can they? You know, when you look at the kind of content that you get from Eve Barlow or from Michelle Dorber, they're blue check accounts and they can say anything, but they always register as normal on Bot Sentinel. So how is this going to impact Tug's rating on Bot Sentinel, I wonder? Unless, as many expect is the case, Christopher is effectively manipulating the data himself, and this will just have no impact whatsoever. But anyway, here we are. We now have somebody who was essentially being cancelled now has a blue tick on Twitter. Guys, as always, let me know what you think. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. All interactions help. Make sure you leave a comment down below. Do you like this new format? Does this work for you? Give me your feedback and I will catch you in the next one. Take it easy, guys.